But I will say, if you can at the very least separate your farm from your personal, do
Game
that.
changer. So, Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, life between the rows. Episode 2.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting.
It still hasn't set in with me. Like, I kind of just feel like a weirdo is sitting in our basement.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like,
Talking
just like
to each other.
naturally, it feels so weird, but also, like, at the same time, it feels so natural. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a different dynamic, for sure.
Right. Well, and I think we knew coming into this that it wasn't going to feel forced with us. Like, we can talk about anything under the sun, and
for
we're
sure.
comfortable
For
and
sure.
happy about it.
Yeah.
So, topics for today.
Yeah. So, one, we're going to talk about farmer wife stereotype.
Yep. And what that looks like.
Yeah.
Well, what society thinks it looks like, and then what it actually looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially in southeast Nebraska, because it is different. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
And other
realistically.
farm wives, farm moms out there, comment, let us know if the way we live is anywhere close to what you live. I just feel like everywhere is different. Everybody's dynamics are different.
Yeah.
Farming operations are different.
For sure.
Goes on and on. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like stereotype farm wife is probably like your stay-at-home wife or mom if you have kids. Make all the meals, chase after all the guys, the kids. I don't know.
Go run after tractor parts.
Yeah. Which isn't
Sometimes.
wrong.
No.
I mean, covers it, but you definitely do think of like the apron wearing, baking.
Yeah.
Which I do those things, but
It's also so weird. Like, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of an apron is not baking, but it's going and collecting eggs. I have no idea why
yeah.
collecting eggs, like, from the outdoor chicken coop.
You like chickens, though.
I love chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that I had them.
AKA Cody, if you're listening.
You
Addie
need to
needs
buy
a coop.
Yeah, like a couple chickens, throw in some ducks. I mean,
Yeah.
life will be simple. Anyway, yeah. Definitely, like, that's the stereotype.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't think it's a negative. I think that maybe like your role and my role are just so different with you working full time, as far as like being a farm wife.
For sure.
Because I think we touched on this in the last episode, like you don't just have the time to drop whatever to cater to the farm's needs.
I don't. And it's not that I don't think that the farm is a priority. It's just I don't have the time. I work also to keep our insurance and all of that stuff. Like, and that just is a thing. And I'm fine with that and I'm happy with that. I think with the stereotype aspect of just farming in general is you are expected as a farm wife to, whether you're working or not, that there has to be 3 meals on the table. You pack your husband's lunch if there is no meal on the table. You take care of all of the animals at home, you know, all of that stuff. And that doesn't include laundry, dishes,
Right.
cleaning the
Like
house.
making the house run.
Yeah, like being a homemaker. I mean, like that is what I think a lot of people think of. And
Yeah.
there's so much more to that.
Yeah.
I
And I feel like that it's definitely like more of just a like worldwide societal view, because I don't feel like Tyler holds me to that standard.
Oh, no.
He's super appreciative when I am, running around to get parts or making meals, bringing meals out, having meals ready when they come here, yada, yada, yada. But he doesn't, now during harvest, he knows I don't love to strap Talon into the grain cart and go run, but he does. I mean, I think he feels a little bit more, if stuff's got to go, stuff's got to go. And if we need somebody to sit in a tractor and a grain cart, then somebody has to do it.
Right.
But when it's not busy season, I mean, the guys are really efficient about making their farm run. And not that we aren't a part of that, but they know that we have our own roles to fulfill.
I also think it's important to note that even though that it might be a slower season in like farming in general, there's still a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on. And so like,
Yes.
you, for example, and I recently kind of started doing it for our farm as well, but like just bookkeeping in general.
Right. Yeah.
Like you write the checks and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. And
Pay the bills.
yeah, like you make sure that things are paid on time and everything is
Mm-hmm.
organized and whatnot. And that's a whole job of its own as well.
Well, and that's something we've just like recently transitioned to. Probably the last 2 years, I would say I've been helping with the books. Tyler and his mom did a awesome job when Tyler was growing up of, having it super organized and categorized in QuickBooks and just, I mean, they have an awesome setup. I'm sure there's a lot of operations that aren't as blessed to have a mom like Renee that has it set up to a T. I mean, it makes it easy because of how she did it all. But, it's been a slow transition, but I don't think it's bad. When I started sending out 1099s and doing those on my own, like this year was the first year I fully did them on my own. I mean, it wasn't Tyler or his mom called and said, "Hey, we need to get 1099s out." Like, it was just something that, I had slowly through the years kind of started to do, and then I just did. So I think books are kind of going to be the same way, but it really is a big task. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into it, and as somebody that didn't grow up doing that, like on like fine detail, I mean, you just don't know what you're doing. I mean,
Right.
and I think your story's a little different because you kind of had to set your guys' up completely on your own.
Yeah, no, we did. When I was even dating Cody and more after we got married, he had no separate like expenses. Like everything for the farm got put on his personal account. And so at the end of the year, we would have to go through and we would have to literally go categorize every single transaction. We were like, is this a farm expense or is this a personal
Right.
expense? And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember things that I bought in January when
Yeah.
I'm going through it in
And we love to
December.
sit here and be like, "Yep, we're going to hit books after each month." It doesn't happen.
No, I mean, realistically, it's like, yeah, but there is a pile of receipts.
Yeah, my mother-in-law would kill me, but
Yeah.
I think it was like 5 months. You passed the first of the year that we finally sat down and put some stuff into our QuickBooks.
And like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the reality
And it's
of it.
done,
Yeah. And it's done correctly.
Yep.
So yeah, we had set up a whole separate account and I was just like, I'm not doing this. Like you are staying up hours and hours crunching these numbers or trying
Yeah.
to like, and he would literally hand type it into Excel. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like I'm using AI and Cody does not like AI. Like not that he doesn't just naturally use it. I mean, he uses social media, so clearly he's
Right.
using AI, but with him, I'm like, I'm automating this like as much as I can. So QuickBooks it is, and
Yeah,
we're
I don't
setting up
blame
a
you.
different bank account and all of the things. And
Well, and I'm sure every operation looks so different.
oh, for sure.
I mean, there's just like, and I'm sure there's ways that work great. I'm sure there's some farm families that are pulling their hair out because they don't like how the generation before them did it and yada, yada, yada. But I will say, if you can at the very least separate your farm from your personal, do
Game
that.
changer.
Yes.
Literally game changer.
Yeah.
I will never go back to.
Well, and I never had to do it that way. And I can't imagine having to do it that way.
I also still struggle because some of the things that like we have like a larger farm expense that we can use our credit card that we don't get like that 3.5%
Right.
like added fee. We're putting it on our credit card because we get those points.
Oh, same.
And
Yeah.
so, but our credit card is linked to our personal. So then I have to like create a transaction in QuickBooks and I'm like, I should just get a different like credit card
Right,
for just
like
the farm.
we had a credit card that we never used. I think it's like a Bella's card. And so we just it never had anything on it. So we're like, okay, this is the farm card. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you go buy that you need a card for the farm, it goes on this one.
Yeah.
And it just makes it really simple for bookkeeping.
Financial advice, not that I'm giving financial advice because I am not not qualified
We're
for
not
that.
qualified, yeah.
But like never close out old credit cards because that's years of credit and that plays into your credit score and all the things.
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, you don't want to
See, I
close
guess
out
I've
old
gotten credit cards, but I just never do anything with them.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you get so many in the mail, but you just don't.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
mean,
have, like, I think we have two, and then we have the farm one. But that's all I have. I don't use anything else, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong about credit and all that stuff. I just,
thank the Lord that my parents taught me some sort of
Yeah.
financial like responsibility growing up because I love them. they actually opened up a credit card in my name. Like when
Oh,
I was,
really?
I want to say maybe 10 years old. I didn't
Mm.
know this thing, but now my credit is so, I mean, it's what, 16 years old.
Right.
And now I have 16 years worth of credit. And my parents, I mean, they paid the credit card bill
Right.
every single year. So that was great. So yeah, I mean, just in general, like learning those things, navigating the farm world on top of that can just
Yeah.
be chaotic. And
So how does that work with the communication with you and Cody? Did you guys kind of set that up together, or is it like Cody does the farm and then Addie does the books, or how does that work with you guys? What's the
Um,
dynamic there?
I think with Cody specifically, with the whole like transitioning financial wise with the farm account, Cody point blank will say that he does not have the financial literacy of what I had.
Right.
And he is very, I mean, he made that very known. So that
And
was a,
relationships have strengths and
oh,
weaknesses. And
for
if you
sure.
guys are good at, not having any resentment because
Oh,
you're strong
yeah.
at this and he's not, and vice versa, then great.
For sure. So like the communication was just like, "Hey, I think this is a good idea." Like I would say that to Cody and Cody's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine, but this is what we're going to do." And
Right.
it's not, and that's just I'm a very aggressive person like
Same.
personality-wise
Yeah.
sometimes, and so especially to Cody, I'm like, no, we're doing
Well,
this."
and for
Like,
our husbands who are very laid back and let
yes.
us take the lead.
Yeah. And especially the lead on something that he knows that I'm no expert, but I at least have more knowledge about this topic
Right.
than he does. And so I think that was important with Cody, like that communication
Hmm.
aspect of things. I think that helped, but how do you think the communication between like you and Tyler went when you were like, "Hey, should I take over the books?" Like who initiated
I
that?
don't think I don't think I asked him. I don't think I ever felt like it was a role I needed to take over. Not that I didn't want to. I just didn't grow up with even thinking about that, I guess. I mean, obviously I knew it got done, but I don't know, it just never crossed my mind. And then as we got married, he had just kind of like dropped hints about it. I think generation after generation with their farming family, that's just kind of the role that the wives played. Was eventually they took on the books and they started the books, however it ended up. But, growing up, his mom always did it. So I think that was something he wanted me to do. And I don't mind it. I wasn't upset that he wanted me to do that. I just felt super intimidated because bless my parents' heart, they are not great at managing finances. And school, I don't like, not that I want to hate on the school system at all, but I don't feel like I got anything from that either. I mean, they taught me how to write a check, but I think that was kind of the max of what education I got as far as financial managing. So I just felt super overwhelmed about taking over the books for an operation of their size.
Right.
But I mean, just like I talked about the 1099s, it was super like it wasn't a this year we're transitioning, you're doing the books. It has been a slow progress of just doing this here, paying the bills, and I still struggle. I get the co-op bill and I'm like, okay, so what's prepaid, what's not, what's chemical, what's fertilizer? Like
Yeah, for
that one
sure.
overwhelms me for sure.
Mhm.
So that's a set to the side and ask Tyler. It really has been a smooth transition just because it's been a
You've had
slow
years.
progression.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's important, especially when it's that large of a size of.
right. Now I will say it hasn't always been like a positive experience. It's been great, but Tyler's very much when it comes to the farm, he is very much particular, very
I
particular.
knew you were going to use that word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing, but I kind of got to the point like, okay, so you want me to take it over, like, quit like peeking over my shoulder, like, let me do it, like, have the faith in me that I'm gonna do this right, and if I have any questions, I'll come to you, or I still have times where I call Renee for, hey, how do I categorize this, or whatever the case may be, but I mean that's just Tyler, like, I mean, that's Tyler in farming. You know that. He is the most chill, laid back, doesn't give a crap about a whole lot. But when it comes to the farm, man, he is all in. And when we first got married, I wish, and we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary, and I wish I knew this then, but I used to get so irritated because it's like, I have the whole household. I have the bills and the books and, now kids going to be kids, and laundry and just all the stuff that goes into making the house run. And it was resentment of, you just have the farm. Like, that's all you have to, that's all you're doing. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting any help on here at home. You're totally prioritizing the farm and not prioritizing our household, which this has literally just been recent that I've had this like aha moment. We had some things come up, so I took a little bit of a different role in looking at the farm and some different avenues of the farm. And man, it is a lot. It is overwhelming. I don't know, just podcasts and thank the Lord for Chat GPT and like some university studies, like just going into all those different things. It's the same. Like, yes, he just says the farm, just like I have the house, but there's categories within both of those things that are super overwhelming and super exhausting and never ending.
For sure.
So I really wish it would have made our marriage so much easier, and I wouldn't have felt so lonely and resentful in the beginning of our marriage had I really broke down what the farm was, what the farm entailed, and how much it takes to run it and to be a successful operation than like I do now. Because it would have saved us
so much hurt and so much just anger towards each other.
Just like ignorance. We just didn't know, We just weren't aware. I mean, I don't know if you and Cody struggle with that at all, or if,
I think we will always struggle with it. And it's not struggle like our marriage is horrible and we're, in a bad spot. No, right. It's just like we get to these points where it's like, I just don't understand. And you can also relate, coming into a family farm is completely different than being a part of the family farm your whole entire life. And so like, I feel like sometimes I'm an outsider, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm
same.
Why are we doing it the way that we're doing it? Like, why can't we do it this way? Like, this just makes sense. But then I have to remind myself, like, no, like they do it this way because clearly there's a reason. I might not understand that, and it's okay for me not to understand that. Let's talk about it. Can you at least explain why you do it that way? And I feel like
that's men's struggle. Yes. Where, we sit down at night and I am just chitter chatter, want to talk about everything, and Tyler's just very much, he doesn't. And I look at that as hurtful. Funny side story. So we go to a couples Bible study that I've just loved, but the last two times that sessions, the last two times we got together, we were coming home and I had said something and Tyler was really quiet. So I'm like, okay, he doesn't want to talk. So I'm like, I'm not going to say anything the whole ride home. And I mean, it's just over a diller. So it's like 20, 25 minutes. I'm just like looking out the window. Oh my gosh. I literally I wanted to die. It was awful. It was the longest ride of my life. And he's just over there. Well, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, well, nothing. I've been waiting for you this whole time to bring something up and you don't want to talk about anything. And I was like, what's wrong? Nothing. We're just driving home.
And of course we're both hard-headed because I literally have played that same exact scenario in my head. And it's like, I'm not going to bring up the conversation first. No, he can.
And here I am, we're both not saying anything to each other and I'm just getting angrier and angrier. I'm like, I can't take this. We're really going to go 25 minutes and not say a word to each other.
Yeah.
And he's not mad at all. He's just enjoying the stars and looking at the crops and oh my gosh. And I think that's just men and women though, honestly.
Oh, for sure. I think I've said this to you before. The whole men's brains and women's brains are completely...
You have to tell our audience, whether it's 2 or 200 people.
So I obviously am a nurse, so I kind of learned this in nursing school, but men's brains have always been described to me as waffles, and females' brains have always been described as spaghettis or spaghetti noodles. Mm-hmm. So at first it's okay, you would think maybe it's a little bit backwards, women are more organized, so it's nice and neat and all of that stuff, very in the box type thing. They can transition, where men are kind of all over the place, which makes sense with the whole spaghetti noodles. Well, however, if you think about it from the waffle perspective, the men's brains are a waffle because they can only think about one single thing at one single time. It is very hard, not saying that they can't, but typically, scientifically, men's brain, like men can only think about one thing. They cannot multitask nearly
Right.
the same as women.
They may have a list of things in their
Sure.
mind, but they need to hyperfixate on one
Right.
rather than
Exactly.
10,
I mean,
like we do.
Exactly. And so like the spaghetti noodles is you start at one end, but there's another end intertwining with another end, and then it's just mixing everything together, and
Right.
you end up having a bowl of a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, yeah, it's more natural for us women to maybe cook a meal because we do it more than the men. I'm just being completely honest, and
Yeah.
that's not the same in every single household or
Right.
you know, relationship, whatever. But if I ask Cody to cook a meal, he's going to cook just the meat and he's not thinking about the sides.
Right.
Or he's going to just cook the meat and then he's going to let the meat sit and then he's just going to focus on one side. And then he's going to maybe grab out a bag of chips and call that as the second side. That's not a diss at him by all
Right.
means, but men just can't, like, scientifically have been proven to not be able to multitask nearly the same as women. And so
Right.
that's why it's just like, it's wild.
Well, and I really like, not to question God at all, but I wonder all the time why he made us so different.
Yeah.
Like, there is just, oh man, like it can be the simplest thing or one of the most like detrimental to a marriage. And it's just men and women we do not think the same at all. We do not fire on the same cylinders at all. I don't I don't know if that gets better the longer you're married to each other. I don't
don't know. Like,
I don't know if it's you kind of
you just get used to it.
right, and
Like,
maybe not get used to it, but you just get older and you get more laid back, and it's not that big of a deal. And I mean, I know having one kid, and hopefully it even gets better with the next one. But oh my gosh, if something did not align the way that I had planned it, it ruined my whole day. I mean, completely ruined my whole day. There was no coming back from me being upset about whatever didn't work out. And now having kids, I just am not. I mean, yes, there's some things where I'm like, I still want it to be nice or I still want it to go a certain way, but it doesn't ruin my time. And just with everything going on in the media and the world right now, I think something that I've seen a lot on Facebook is you can, it's just as easy to put yourself in a bad mood. Why can't you put yourself in a good mood? And so I'm like, why am I spending my whole day? This one thing didn't work out for me, and I'm just like letting it ruin my whole time. Whereas I've really like this past like week have just been, it's fine. It's over. It's done with. There's nothing I can do about it. So we're going to move on.
Right. And I think that is a good reminder that we're all living life for the first time. And so holding those grudges, like, let me be dramatic, please. I'm a female.
Give me my moment.
Yeah, like, I'll do it. I'll do it by myself, too. Like, I don't need to be public about my moment. But, like, give me a moment, please. And then, but it is nice
Let me
to
regulate my emotions.
Yes.
Yep.
It's nice to just have that constant reminder of, like, okay, nope, this person is also learning and living life for the very first time, just like myself. And I think that's important for us to, like, remind it.
Well, speaking about living for the first time, do you feel like when you and Cody first got together, there was a moment where you lived such different lives up until that point, and you're like, how do you not know this? Or what?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. And I'm going to preface this whole thing is like, this is by no fault to Cody. Love him. And God, he gave Cody the knowledge that he gave, and I love that. But I have taught Cody a multitude of things, and I'm not saying Cody has not taught me a multitude of things either,
Right.
but I just remember sitting there and I was loading the dishwasher in my college dorm room. We had a full kitchen in our dorm, and so
nice.
that was nice, and I was loading the dishwasher, and I said, hey, can you just pop some dish detergent in there? And he pulls out a Dawn dish soap, and I'm like, oh, no. We're not
not
doing
put that
that.
in there.
I said, I am a RA. I am not going to be reporting that I put dish soap in this dishwasher. And he's like, well, what else are we going to use? And I was like, have you never ran a dishwasher? And he looks at me and he goes, no. I'm like, are you serious? And that's horrible for me to say that way. But, you know, I was also young, and he was just like, no, I haven't. And so I'm like,
Okay.
what? Like, I know how to wash dishes, but no, like, I need a dishwasher to survive. Like, and so he was like, yeah, we didn't have one growing up. We hand wash. I'm like, there's no way. How do you do that?
I had one growing up, but I didn't have one in college.
Oh,
We had to wash our dishes,
we
which,
we
bless
bought
my
our house.
roommate's heart, she did all the dishes. I literally, I think, would pay her to do the dishes because I hated it so much.
I hate touching nasty
Oh,
food,
yeah.
slimy food. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
when we bought our house, there was no dishwasher in it, and I told Cody, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's gonna be a dishwasher put in
And a
2 weeks later.
disposal.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There was none there either. But
Oh,
do you feel like there was any like things that you had to teach Tyler?
yeah. Just random stuff, too. Like, I'll never forget when we met in college and he's like, yeah, come over, I'll make something for supper. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's okay. And he made chicken Alfredo. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what college guy knows how to make chicken
Yeah,
Alfredo? Well, little did I
fancy.
know, he knew nothing else. I mean, he knew how to make chicken Alfredo, but he could not make any other meal. Burgers, steaks, yes, okay,
Yeah,
but like a meal like that,
where you
where,
have to mix ingredients together.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he didn't, yeah, that was kind of a funny moment just because I was thinking so highly of him for making chicken Alfredo, but then anything else. Like, even I think we were married when I asked him to make me ramen noodles, which, as you know, you open the bag, put it in boiling water, and
Yeah,
yeah, and no, I think you boil it for like maybe 2 minutes, and he left it on there for about 10,
yeah,
15.
for
I
sure.
didn't know you could ruin ramen, but he did it.
I think also we literally just had this conversation when it was Tyler, Cody, and I. We were all in the car together, and we were talking about turning right on red.
Oh,
And
yes!
I said in the car, I'm like, yeah, I had to teach Cody that it's okay to turn right on red. But he grew up in a town with no stoplight. I mean,
Right.
Plymouth has no stoplight either.
Well, and Tyler, I think, right on red was they were practicing driving and he knew you could go right on red. Well, he didn't know you had to. So he just
I forgot about that.
he just
He
rolled
just
through. And so, yeah, he gets mad at me because I always think the story is he thought he knew right on red, so he thought it was left on red. And so I always say he went left on red, but he yells at me for that. But no, so then he was scared to turn right on red any other time.
Does he know that he can turn left on red if it's a one way?
That's hilarious. A one way?
Yeah. If it's like, if you're turning left to go onto a one way, so like it's not a two-way street.
Okay. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
can.
don't even think I knew that.
Yeah,
But
you
I don't
can.
drive in big enough places. You
Oh,
grew up in Omaha.
yeah.
I mean, that's so different.
Yeah, well, in
How many
roundabouts.
times have we been riding together and I'm like, okay, you gotta stop. I'm gonna be sick. Like, I'm gonna drive because Addie is so gas brakes.
That's
And
how
no
you.
fault to your own,
No.
but that's how you grew up and I
Yeah.
can't take it.
And I think it's so funny that, like, give me an address in Omaha, I can tell you exactly. Like, if you say it's like 14812 Grant Street,
Yeah.
like, I'm like, okay, that's 148th Street because it's 148, and then Grant Street I know is north of Blondo.
Yeah, I could
Like,
never.
and I can't do it with every single street, but
Right.
but Lincoln confuses the living crap
See,
out of
I'm a
me.
lot better with like South Lincoln, but
No.
I do all my stuff there, errands,
Right.
groceries, whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, now correlate that to fields. When Cody's like,
Oh my gosh, no. Cody's like, okay, that's another thing that like you just have to learn to be a farm wife.
oh yeah,
Go to the windmill farm.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
go to
where's
the
that?
cemetery patch.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
So you have to go 3 miles northwest of the southwest corner and you have to turn.
Why do they try to direct? Like, drop me a pin. It's 2025.
Cody didn't even know how to drop a pin. That's another thing that I had to teach him. I literally had to show him because I was getting so frustrated. I think I was delivering a meal one time and
Probably.
he was like, I don't know how to drop a pin.
Yeah.
I finally got him to an iPhone. He was never on an iPhone
Well,
before
he was
that.
up on one of our Wilbur farms, and he blew a tire or something happened, and so I had to bring a tire up there, and this is before kids, so it was just me in the pickup, and I'm calling him, and bad, horrible service. So I kept trying to tell him, just send me your location, and so I still have him to this day on find a friend
Your
because I'm
husband
like
is not a friend with me.
he still declined
No,
you.
he's still
Oh, he's such an
I'll just have to go steal his phone or something.
But
Tyler,
yeah,
you're not
no,
listening to this.
I still have him on Find a Friend because I'm like,
No, good.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not, between not having service and trying to hear you say, oh, a quarter mile past this and then 2 skips past this. Like, it's literally such a cluster.
At this point, like, you're not helpful.
No.
And I'm trying to be helpful to you.
Yeah, but also I'm driving and yeah, that was a cluster. So
It's
now
just-
we just live 360 and we have everybody on Find a Friend and life's great.
Find My iPhone or like Find a Friend has saved me so many times.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
lost my phone out in the middle of a pasture, and we tracked it with using Cody's
Oh,
phone.
that's
Like,
so nice.
I love it.
I don't know what I would do without my dinger on my
Oh,
Apple Watch, because
yeah,
I set my phone down somewhere in the
Crazy.
house and just walk away from it, and then I can't find it.
yep, the same.
But
Yeah, I
don't know.
think it's just wild.
Yeah, it is. And as funny as it is to laugh about things that we had to teach our husbands, like you said, there is so many things that Cody's taught you.
For sure.
Oh, Tyler has taught me so much stuff. Stuff I maybe will never use ever, but other stuff that I maybe use on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think that's probably something that we can get into in a whole separate episode, because
Oh,
there's
for
so many
sure.
things that go right over my head. And now that I've been in that farming world, it's starting to make a little bit more sense. And
Yeah,
so,
maybe that's something we'll touch next episode, because I'm really interested to like pick your brain about how it was going from Omaha living, city living, to being on the farm, being married to a farmer. I
Yeah.
mean, did you envision that for yourself?
I always said that I was going to grow up on a farm.
Okay.
I didn't know
That's interesting to know.
what a farm looked. I mean, like, I knew what a farm looked like. 'Cause
Right. But you were anywhere from like garden with a chicken coop to somebody farming however many thousands of acres.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
farm.
Yeah.
Like, those were the same thing to me, and
Okay.
wild difference
Yeah.
they are. And yeah, it will be a good episode for that one.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to dive into that next time. Well, I think we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See ya.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours.
Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.